We all know what Paris sounds like.
Oh my God. No, exactly.
Thank you so much, honey. I love everything. It's so beautiful. I wore a couple of them so far. I'll send you pics. So you have them.
Like, what? I'm sorry, what?
Yeah.
I'm like, hold on. And then I followed up by her Dropbox link.
Oh my God.
And she gives me all these professional photos. You can pay for that.
Yeah.
But you're going to pay a fortune, right? Just for free. And I had heard that she was a big supporter of small businesses.
So she wore your gems.
Yes.
She took pictures of them.
Yes.
Professional photographer, and then just sent you the photos.
Sent me the photos.
Welcome back to the Branding Box podcast. I'm your host, Milena Whitson, and today we're meeting with quite possibly the most positive person I've ever met in my life. Hannah Barnthouse, owner of Feed Me Gems Boutique here in Edmond, Oklahoma. Hannah, thank you so much for opening your doors to this really special boutique. This place makes you feel a little bit more edgy than, I don't feel like I'm an edgy person, but I came in here and I was like, okay.
Heck yeah.
Let's do this.
We're like playing dress up, right? Yes. And we did.
We did. We weren't crazy. We took off. We did our little shot on the yellow carpet. We did.
Heck yeah.
We went out of our, I didn't even know, Andreas, that we could do the things that we
I'm telling you, it changes your DNA. You come in here and you immediately feel better, right?
You do.
Dopamine.
It is. Yes, absolutely. I want to start with our branding game, and your branding game is called basically Pictionary. So if you know how to play Pictionary, that's basically what we're doing. I'm going to give you a dry erase board, and then we're going to have a pile of cards, and you're going to pick a card, and then it's going to have a brand, either a celebrity or whatever. You're going to draw it. And then I'm going to guess yours, and I'm going to do it, and you're going to guess mine. We have 2.5 minutes to collectively guess 5 correct pictures.
Okay, pressure's on.
I'm trying not to use any words on the whiteboard, but if it gets sketchy, because I can't draw.
Okay, so this will be good. This will be good.
So if you see that and you're like, I don't know what the hell.
Can we act it out or no? It's just pictures?
I think we're going to stick with Pictionary, but if we want to add charades, like sprinkle it in there if we need to, let's do it.
We'll get creative.
Okay, cool. All right, you ready?
I'm ready.
All right, let's do it. 2 minutes and 30 seconds on the clock.
Okay.
And go.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, no. What the?
Okay. Okay, I changed the rules just now because there's no way you can. This is so specific. You can use a word on here. It just can't be.
Wait, can we write? We can't write it all, right?
Yes, you can write on it. Okay, so here's mine. Every kiss begins with
K.
Yes.
Yeah. Period. Okay. Okay. This is hard.
It's a Johnson & Johnson.
Yeah. Hey, you did it. Do we go again?
Yes, we go again. We got to get 5. Okay. We got 1 minute and 42. Oh, we're going to get this, please.
Okay.
Hold on. We might not.
Oh, my gosh.
Unbelievable. I don't know how to draw this. Okay. How do you draw? Pepsi.
Yes.
Oh, my God.
Stop.
Wait.
You're good at this.
Okay.
A diamond? Okay.
Yes, but the type.
Diamond?
There's like different.
Tiffany?
No.
Tiffany?
Keep going.
Swarovski?
Keep going.
Oh
man.
Emerald cut?
No, it's the brand, so it's gonna be like the name of the.
Sales?
No, keep going. I think this is really vague. I'm gonna skip this. I'm gonna go to another one. I feel like the fact that Hellsberg Diamonds. I'm like, come on.
Oh no! Oh my gosh!
Who's gonna get that?
Okay, do I go again or do you have to go?
No, we
both go.
We
okay,
just go. Keep going until we reach.
Oh no, I don't know who that is.
So we have 3 right. Okay, we skip it.
Okay, skip. Okay, deal. Oh my gosh.
I don't know.
Oh no.
What the emblem is for this? That's so embarrassing.
Oh no.
Wait, hold on, we have 30 seconds.
Oh no.
What?
It's all on you, girl.
No, wait.
Mine are hard.
I
don't know. Superman.
It's a university.
Oh no. Oh no.
Okay, it's on the. Okay, wait, hold on. It's
Southwestern?
No, it's in California. It's in California.
Southwestern California University?
No, it's a really big one in California. It's a smart one.
Oh,
Smart people.
no.
Oh,
What was that?
Stanford.
Oh, stop. Are you okay? How about mine was Kanye or Obama? Is this going to be like a photograph?
We were so close.
We were so close.
Okay,
Dang it. Were we one away?
Here's the thing. I do have to say, I'm thoroughly impressed that you.
Hey, we did good.
Yeah, you got a
We did
diamond.
good, honestly.
Honestly,
We did good.
Did you get a diamond?
I'm impressed.
Andreas, did you?
That was perfect.
There was,
I think in gems, so,
it was good.
it was perfect. It was perfect.
Feed Me Gems boasts a collection of eye-catching accessories, including hair candy, jewelry, and fashion items. Their original designs and dedication to all things sparkle landed them a storefront in June of 2023, where they continue their commitment toward inclusion, friends, family, and of course, gems. Hannah, I hear that you were a journalism major in university. How does a journalism major come about creating something this bedazzled and sparkly? What gave you the idea for Feed Me Gems?
Absolutely. So this is my brain, essentially.
Okay.
And, I knew that I wanted to be creative. I had a passion for storytelling, for people, for being artistic. And I really tried a lot of different things. When I was in college, I switched my major 9 times.
Okay.
I remember my counselor being like, "What do you want to do?" And I was like, "I want to be with people and I want to chase my passion." And so figuring out what that was definitely took me some time.
Sure.
And I worked in the nonprofit sector for about 8 years before launching this business. And I worked for the Down Syndrome Association. So I got to work with people with Down syndrome. And that is when my passion really came about. And I was like, oh my word. It doesn't feel like work when you genuinely love what you're doing. You look forward to going to work. You look forward to what you're doing each and every day. And so I knew that I wanted to do something that, really incorporated my whole heart. Mm-hmm. And so I did. This started out as a passion project, honestly. Okay. It started out during the pandemic when everything shut down. I wasn't able to go to work each day, so I wasn't able to get my passion fix. Mm-hmm. I wasn't able to go be with people, and I was like, oh my word, I've got to create this myself. So at first, I started off with my little hair clips, my little hair candies, and I was just making them at my kitchen table, packaging them myself. And then slowly but surely, things just continued to grow and uptick in demand started to increase. And then there came a point where I was up until like 3 and 4 a.m.
Oh my gosh.
Each night. And so I was coming home, from work, and I was so tired. Mm-hmm. And I was then trying to also be a mama. I had a baby on the ground. And so I remember my husband being like, okay, it's time to choose. Do we snuff the business or do we move your paycheck? Is how we verbalized it. Because I knew I would always have, my hand in, the nonprofit sphere in some way. And so, we thought and prayed and tried to decide what the right decision was. And the uptick in demand just continued. And my passion was here. And I knew that eventually I'd be able to melt my passions. I just didn't know how.
Yeah.
And so I knew I'd continue to volunteer and spend time at the Down Syndrome Association. But when I told my boss at work, I was like, hey, I think that, it's time that I move my paycheck. She was actually the one who told me. She was like, one day, she casted the vision. She goes, one day, you're going to hire our self-advocates to work for you.
Oh.
And so it was so full circle. And so in a lot of ways, it was like, oh my word, it all came together. Yeah. And the communities mixed. And now this is my whole passion in one place. So
that's really cool.
Thank you.
I had no idea about. Yeah. That's really, really neat.
Thank you.
I know you have some prototypes you wanted to share.
I do. Yes.
I wanted to know, what is your process for introducing a new line of jewelry into your collection?
Absolutely. So the process is really at the root of the brand. So I started out hand making everything. Okay. I handmade everything by hand until, there reached a point where you pivot and you're like, okay, I can't keep hand making these, exactly. So I continue to still, to this day, the prototypes are exactly as they once were. And I have a little example here that I will show you. I quite literally take my gems and I will piece them together color by color, pattern by pattern. And this is like the prototype, the very early stages of each design. So the inspiration will come from many things. Sometimes it's, you know, a sunset or a bag I just got that I'm obsessed with and I want to match it to my earrings. Sometimes it's, you know, different textiles or, you know, all different things. But at the end of the day, this is how it all comes together.
Do you draw any of your designs? So you start with the drawing and then you do the prototype?
Yes.
Okay.
So I'll do, I have a sketchbook and I will literally sketch things. A lot of times it starts out as a sketch and then I'll actually take like the jewels themselves and start piecing them. So it can kind of be a hybrid sometimes. And then sometimes I'll Photoshop too. Like I'll take, you know, this image with that image, change the sizing and the dimensions and things like that. So it comes in many forms. But in terms of the earrings, this is how it happens, just on my desk. And then for the rest of the jewelry, like the I love you pendant and things like that, that will come from literally me taking a picture of my hand, photoshopping it onto a necklace, etc. So it can look different, but this is how the earrings actually come about.
When you created your first prototype, did you just go out and buy gems and say, all right, I'm going to put this together? Was it something that was like in your house and you were like, hey, I want to see, you know?
So things actually started off, I've always had a love for vintage jewelry. So since I was a little girl, my mom and I, that's what we would do on the weekends. We'd go and we would hunt for gems. And I was always super drawn to the jewelry because the detailing, you know, was unlike anything else. They don't, you know, things aren't made like that anymore. Things aren't super detailed. So I found that I was always drawn to the vintage jewelry. So I had a huge collection of vintage jewels. And when I first had the idea to start making hair gems, my little hair candies, I wanted exactly this. I wanted something super beautiful, little gems and really beautiful settings, just like the things in my jewelry box with all my vintage jewelry. So I had, from over the years, just tons of broken gems that had no purpose, but I did not have the heart to throw any of it away. So I was like, okay, I'm just going to hang on to it. So I actually started breaking apart my vintage jewels and putting them into my hair as little hair candies. So it started off like that. And you know, it turned into then the earrings and then the necklaces and the rings, etc. But it started off as vintage jewelry.
Okay, so I know you have this bag down by your feet with some of your favorite items.
Yes,
and I want to see your favorite items. I want to see what your favorite hair candy is, what your favorite earrings are, favorite necklace. Let's see what your favorites are.
Absolutely. Okay, so my favorite necklace I'm actually wearing. This is the pink heirloom necklace. Named the pink heirloom necklace because it is heirloom quality, 14 karat gold, Australian blown gems, imported from Austria, just beautiful. So this is an absolute favorite and it goes really well with my little hair candies as well. I have a thing about just beautiful vintage-like settings. The claw-like setting around the gem. I just love it. It like tickles my brain. So the pink heirloom necklace is my favorite necklace. My favorite ring is the queen ring. So the queen ring is shaped like a queen's crown. If you look at it from the side.
Very cool.
So super regal, very Georgian era. Again, with vintage.
High setting. Love
totally.
That.
Obsessed. So the queen ring. And then my favorite earrings, let me pull them, are the Lady in Whites. So these are Swarovski, absolutely beautiful. And then the middle strand is Tiffany set gems, again, from the side, again, with that setting. I love it. I love that vintage feel, bringing vintage into modern, bringing detail into modern jewelry is just something I'm super passionate about. So
I'm a little surprised at that.
Are you?
Your favorite earrings? Yeah, because I thought, okay, her favorite earrings are going to have like all the colors. And you picked something that is very, kind of timeless.
It's kind of surprising, right? It is definitely the texture for me.
You're kind
I'm
of
big
going
on texture.
in like my direction. We were talking about how I'm always black and white. You're like full of color. And I'm like, no, that's probably the one that I would pick.
See, but I'm big on sparkle. So with Swarovski, you get maximum sparkle. It's the closest to a diamond in terms of sparkle value. And I'm really, really big on just a major sparkle
Just that
moment.
there's
So
yeah.
So I
Beautiful.
love those.
Really beautiful.
So fun. Thank you. So yeah, so those are some of my faves.
What's your biggest, would you say is your biggest statement piece in the store that you
Okay, so biggest statement piece is the ones I'm wearing.
Okay.
So these are the birthstone
Yes, I can see that.
jumbos. So kind of probably more in the vein of what you were thinking I'd choose.
Yes.
So all
they
the
are,
colors.
Absolutely. They're 100% what I
All
thought.
the jewel tones. I love it. But these are the largest earring that we make. Still so lightweight, less than half an ounce. But all the colors, all the textures. I love these too. I do. It's kind of like, it just depends on the mood you're in.
Yeah, absolutely.
And with dopamine dressing, you never know, how you're going to feel each day. So it's nice to have a whole arsenal of jewels to pick from.
Yeah.
And on like a sparkly day where you want to feel super sparkly, I'd pick the lady in whites. And on a day where I want to make more of a statement, like today, I'll pull my jumbos.
Yeah.
So
They're really cool. They are absolutely what I thought you were going to pick. So I have seen reels that you've made on Instagram about this, and you've mentioned it a couple of times
Yes.
just now, dopamine dressing.
yes.
Talk to me about dopamine dressing. What is it?
Dress better, feel better. It's big sleep sprint. It's gems all over your pants. It's a ring on every finger.
Okay.
For me. But like we were talking about, it doesn't have to look like that, right? Yeah. So dopamine dressing is a way of hacking happiness. So essentially, when you pick out all the things you love, not the things you think other people are going to love, but the things that you personally are energized by, it quite literally tricks your brain into releasing dopamine. Okay. So you instantly feel better. It's a mood booster. It's a morale raiser. Yeah. And it is a life hack. So I do it every single day. And a lot of times I get asked, like, on a day where you wake up and you feel blah, like you feel, you just don't feel like getting dopamine dressed. Like, what do you do? Those are the days that I dopamine dress the hardest. Yeah. Because when I pick out all the pieces I love, they're conversation starters. Sure. So when I'm in line at the coffee shop, I'll bond with, a random stranger who wants to know, where are you going, or tell me about your earrings, or tell me about those sleeves, or, what is going on? Tell me about it. It creates connection, right? So it's a form of conversation starting. And so it's connection.
It is.
So it's connection. It's a happiness element for me in my day-to-day life, but it also builds confidence, and it's a form of self-love.
Yeah.
So it shows me and it shows the world I'm dressing for me, and I'm choosing my favorite things. Maybe not something you'll see anybody else in today, but it's something that's bringing me joy, and it's a way that I'm loving myself and choosing happiness.
Well, we were talking about this earlier, and we were talking about how people took such care about how they dressed and how they, showed themselves off, earlier, like 1950s, 1960s, and how much we loved that. We loved that attention to detail. And I was looking at your outfit, and I was looking down to your socks. Can we look at the socks? They're so cool. They're these. They're mesh, and they have flowers on the side. At first I thought you had a tattoo on.
I get that a lot, honestly. I'm like, I wish
do.
that'd be really cool.
They look so neat, and your shoes. I mean, thank you. It is definitely the thing is that you can combine these things and they look cool. I don't know that I can.
You would slay. I will hype you up. All day, girl. I will hype you up.
I love it. I think it's so cool.
Thank you so much.
So I have, in the vein of dopamine dressing, I created a game just for you. And it's called Dopamine Undressing. We're not actually undressing anyone. We're just revealing who the faces are of these people.
Ooh, okay, love.
So I'm going to have 6 celebrities with their faces covered, and I have 10 celebrity names. I need you to tell me what dopamine outfit belongs to which celebrity.
Okay.
If you get 5 out of 6 correct, you will. I have your prizes. You have to have prizes. No, I need the soap. No. It's pink. And it has glitter on it.
Gosh, cute.
So if you win, you get to bathe in the sweet smell of success.
Loving.
I mean, come on. I'm playing on the
I love
words,
it.
all of it.
I love it. I'm here for it.
And then if you do not, if you answer more than one incorrect,
I'm scared.
As Hannah Nichols called this, it's the loser hat.
This is in fact my first
It is in fact your first rodeo. So
I need that to wear every Monday.
You either get called out on this or you get to bathe in this sweet scent. So We have some great options here. You really can't walk away a loser.
I love that.
I'm gonna bring out the stuff. Okay. I'm gonna put 60 seconds on the clock. Let me see. This should be easy,
Perfect.
theoretically.
Famous final word.
Okay. Ready?
Yes.
Go.
Okay. Miley Cyrus. Kendall Jenner. Oh my god.
Here, I'll hold it.
Come to the last. Hey. Okay, where do you go with? Roll this out.
We have 28 seconds left.
$40. We go. And then everything something that. Oh my gosh.
You didn't know. It was her. Okay.
Perfect.
Hey, you got with 4 seconds left to spare. Cool. Okay. Here's what we have. So we have this first one. You said was Kendall Jenner.
Yes.
It is Kendall. Ding, ding, ding.
Heck
Okay.
yeah.
One right. This one you said was Giselle Bundchen. This is Jennifer Lopez.
No, dang it.
This one you said is Heidi Klum. It is Marilyn.
Help.
Okay. What else? We have this one down here. This one you got right. This is
Heck yeah.
Miley Cyrus. You got Miley.
Love.
Miley.
Yeah, love it.
She dresses however she
She's the
wants.
best.
That's her thing. We said Jane Mansfield. This one is Princess Diana.
No way. Oh my god.
That was her. I like this sweater.
I
I've
do
always wanted
too.
to
I
get
love
It's a
it.
black sheep sweater. I know this is as
That's
legit
real
as I get,
cute.
guys.
Love.
And then this one you said was Doja
Ooh,
Cat. This one
debatable.
is Lady Gaga.
Yeah,
You know what? You still win a hat.
honestly, love the hat.
Here it is.
Vibes.
For you.
Gee, thank you. Love.
We did it.
We love. We love it. I will wear this proudly.
Wear it everywhere.
So good. So good.
Hair Candy by Hand just recently underwent a rebrand to Feed Me Gems. What was the inspiration behind the rebrand?
Well, we had people coming into the store asking if they could get their hair cut.
Oh, no.
And we were like, immediately no. Okay. So
Yeah.
the wheel started turning. And what we started with is not where we are now, right? So we started off just making hair clips, and then it's become so much more than that. So with the evolution of the brand, there came a point where it was like, okay, it's time to pivot, right? And that's kind of a theme within my life, but also with the brand, is there have become big moments where it's like, okay, we need to decide, are we willing to evolve, or do we need to just stay the same? So when we had people coming in asking if we were a hair salon, we'd also have people who would say, you know, they'd be like, okay, well, how do we follow you on social media? How do we find your jewelry?
Mm.
And when I would tell them Hair Candy by Hand, they would say Candy by Han.
Oh,
Harry
no.
Candy by Han. And I was like, oh, immediately no, part 2. So it just became visibly clear that it was time. So when it came down to what do we want to name the brand, where are we now? What are we? Who are we? It just became evidently clear. Feed Me Gems had always been in the background. It had always been our slogan. And it was all what we do is we feed people community. We feed people gems via jewelry, and we feed people kindness. And it just became evidently clear it's an action and it's what we do.
Yeah.
And so we just decided, let's just shake the name and stick with the slogan and just lean into it.
Yeah.
And timeliness was so great because we actually received our trademark very closely to when we were trying to name the brand.
Okay.
So trademarks take years.
Mhm.
They take years and years. And we'd filed a long time ago for Hair Candy by Hand and for Feed Me Gems. And we didn't get Hair Candy by Hand. And so we were like, oh no, you know, as a small business, it's important to stay protected. And so when we got Feed Me Gems, we were like, okay, that's it. Like, that's it. We're
Yeah.
going to do it. You know, it was a sign. So we just decided to lean into it, and it's the best thing we've ever done.
Yeah. I love the name Feed Me Gems. It, like,
Thank you.
Immediately you're like, okay, I'm
It
gonna see
resonates.
all, yeah, absolutely. I'm gonna see all the gems, and they're gonna be fed to me on this beautiful
Yes.
platter. And you have that when you walk around your store. You have the little appetizer
Yes.
forks, and you have the little bowls. And I love the play
You.
on that phrase.
Yes.
It's very neat.
Thank you.
And I like how you incorporated it, and I love your new product shots are really fun.
Thank you.
So congratulations, and on getting the name and all of that. That's really
Yes.
great.
That was a big feat for us. We were really excited.
What is your single favorite piece of business advice that someone gave you?
Ooh. Okay. So there's a quote, and it goes, "If you're done changing, you're done."
Okay.
And that's rang true with my business every step of the way. I think it's so powerful in our lives, but also in business. And it's been so true for me every single step. If you looked year after year at, call it a movie of the business, if you were to watch it, you'd be like, oh my word, every year is a whole nother story, you know? And what started at my kitchen table is nowhere near what we're doing now. And, you know, the staff that I have now, I have an inclusive space. I have 2 sparkle stylists on staff who have Down syndrome. And we never had any of that before. It was never, now it's such a dream. And so it's just been a story of growing and changing and moving with my customers and what they want, seeing and hearing and learning from them. This is what I want. And if you listen, you'll hear it, and they'll tell you what they want and what they don't want. And so I think a lot of times what happens with brands is they get so stuck on their brand identity and going, no, this is who I am. I'm hair clips. I'm hair candy, right? I can't, it becomes almost the hill that they, for lack of better words, die on. Yeah. But as long as you're continuing to serve your customer base, they'll tell you what they want. And so as long as you're willing to give them what they want and evolve and change, I think that you can grow forever.
Yeah. Okay, I have a question for you, and this is one of my fun questions. If you had to wear the same outfit every single day, rest of your life, this is like you live and die, this outfit, what would your outfit be?
Okay, what are we doing? Do I need to be fancy, or am I in comfies?
Well, you're gonna wear this every single day, so you got to commit. You're either gonna be fancy every single day, or you're gonna be wearing overalls and be like, I'd rather be comfy.
Okay, we're going with this outfit minus the shoes.
Okay.
This is my favorite.
Okay.
As of recently. But the shoes are gonna be high top, like cute, stylish sneakers.
Yes.
Because we're not.
No, you can't do that every day.
We're not doing this every day.
This is a lot. You got to go grocery shopping. You got to go pick up
100%.
kids from school.
Oh, yeah. We're not giving bath time.
Yeah.
And these heels.
Bath time's too crazy. Too crazy. Love it. Okay, I think it's time to bring out your branding box. So let's do it.
Okay.
All right, Hannah, so here's your branding box. Let's talk about your earrings. This beautiful, you have a rack of earrings. They have their own hangers. I mean, it looks like my closet. Well, it doesn't look like my closet. My closet's not that fancy. But
your brain. It looks like your brain.
Yes, it is a very neatly organized rack of earrings. So we're talking about your brand. And what do you want when people think Feed Me Gems?
So when people come into contact with my brand, I want them to think about the designs. I want them to think about how fun it is to pick out each of their pieces each day. And I want them to have fun. It's the same effect as when we were little girls and we were playing in our mom's story box. And it was so fun.
Yeah.
I want to restore that in our adulthood. I feel like a lot of times we think we have to be little kids to have fun and get dressed up each day. But we can do that as an adult too. So I do it every single day, and I want to create as many fun, novelty, whimsical, childlike fun ways for us to get ready as I possibly can.
I do have a question about your earrings.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you pick the earrings and then pick the outfit, or do you pick the outfit and then the earrings?
It's kind of a fluid event.
Okay.
It's kind of like
the fluidity.
Whatever I'm closest to.
Okay.
There's no rhyme or reason, but as I go through, I pick each item as just the piece I love. And so most of the time my jewels come first. And I think that may seem kind of backwards. Like people may think the jewelry comes last, but a lot of times it comes pretty quick. Like I'll pick out my personality pants and then I'll pick out my perfect earrings.
Yeah.
And it's a whole moment. And I just get so excited. Like it's so fun, you know? And so I think it just comes with the moment. It's all about the moment.
Yeah. Next item we have in there is a letter. Tell us about this letter.
Yeah. Okay, so going back to my customers being a form of community, right? I have gotten to walk through life with a lot of my customers, and they let you in ways that are really exciting and really, really candid. And so it's really fun. A lot of times I'll get Christmas cards, I'll get letters in the mail of encouragement. Sometimes I'll get a little care package, but my customers are truly my friends. And it's like a really, really sweet thing. And as somebody who is so heavily impacted by words of affirmation, it means a lot to me, and I keep every single one. So I actually have a little shelf in my office full of letters that I've received over the years. And sometimes when I'm having a bad day, I'll pull one out and that's what I'll read. And it just gives me a reassurance that, you know, things are good. Things are awesome. And it's just a nice little affirmation.
Yeah. It's a nice reminder you're heading in the right direction. Those are always great to have.
Totally.
Love it. Okay. And then you have this, your Christmas card is fun.
Yes.
Super cute.
Yes. So this is me and a couple of my shop girlies. We're all peeking out from behind a curtain. We sent this out to some of our customers this year at Christmas. And one of my favorite little faces on there is Casey.
Yeah.
And she is a spectacular human being who just so happens to have Down syndrome. And honestly, that's the least interesting thing about her. She is amazing and a socialite. She will, on the days she works, have a line out the door of little girls excited to come see her because she's a role model for so many, especially for individuals with Down syndrome. And so she gets to be a role model for so many. And she's one of my favorite humans. And she works with us here at Feed Me Gems. And so my staff is very, very intentionally picked. And they are each absolutely incredible human beings who sparkle very brightly on the inside. So, yeah.
I love that. We have your necklace there.
Yes.
Tell me about that. Was this one of those where you took a picture of your hand?
Yes.
Sent it out?
The I love you.
Oh, cute.
So I actually have a funny story about this. I wear this almost every single day, but when my husband and I were dating, when I would leave and I'd be driving away, I'd flash him the I love you sign. And in return, he would always give me the peace sign. And I always thought it was so funny. And he's funny. He's a funny guy. And so when I'd leave, I would always be like, that is so bizarre. And, you know, we'd tell each other we loved each other and everything. But it was always when I'd flash him the I love you sign, I'd never get one back. And I was like, that is so weird. Well, finally, after months of this, I asked him, I was like, why do you always give me the peace sign? And he was like, well, we're just throwing up random signs, right? You're telling me rock on. I'm telling you peace. And I'm like, this means I love you. And he was like, shut up. This means I love you. He'd gone 20 years of his life not knowing this was the I love you sign. So I got to teach him in that moment. And literally every single day, this means a lot of things to me, but it's funny too. But it is a visual reminder on a more serious note to love yourself, love those around you. And I've been able to gift this to the people in my life that I love the most. And so it's my hope that when people wear it, they're reminded to love themselves, but also others.
I have to say something here. Okay. I'm in the same line of thinking as your husband. I did not know.
No way.
I had no idea that.
Stop.
I love you. I was like,
Are you serious?
I'd be totally like, yeah, rock on.
That is so funny.
Oh, the things I don't know, Benjamin Franklin and I love you sign. Yeah. I totally did not know.
Stop. This is hilarious.
I think that's so funny.
I love that so much.
That's how you immortalize.
I love that so much.
That is adorable. To learn more about Feed Me Gems and shop their online store, visit feedmegems.com. And if you're listening to us on Spotify or another audio platform, you can see pictures of Hannah, her branding box, and this podcast at thebrandingbox.co, both on the web and on Instagram. Thanks so much, guys.